Hello everyone, it's Zakes and welcome to the character appraisal of Bunshichi Tawara from the anime Tenjho Tenge. I shall go through what I like and dislike about him and give him a letter grade at the end compared to the results of a poll I had put up on Google+. Please take note that this will be the last time I'll be doing this, as I am now going to be placing my polls on my Patreon page instead. Don't worry, it's going to be free. And just before I get started, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more character appraisals and top 5 lists. Also, you may support me on my Patreon page as well if you care to do so, link in the description. Speaking of which, any comments you leave may be answered or responded to in my episodic podcasts which debut on my Patreon page with this video. That being said, let's begin.
What's with all the noise? I'm trying to take a nap back here.
Tenjho Tenge is an anime about a martial arts school whose ranking and system gets shaken up when two delinquents with a penchant for violence transfer there and want to take it over. These are namely Soichiro Nagi and Bob Makihara, collectively known as the Knuckle Bomb. Unfortunately for them, this proves way more than they bargained for, as they have to contend with other students and the student council first, and it's safe to say that they are no pushovers by any degree.
See, he's all nice and sweet around a cool cat like me, right? Hey, what's your deal, punk? I just saved your ass!
Bunshichi is the sagely advisor of the student council and is quite a formidable fighter himself. He serves as a perverted, comical and informative supporting character with the wit to match. With that short summary, let's go on to the likes. He is like a very young, dirty old man.
Look, big huh? Swear! That was cheap!
Both literally and perversely speaking. Where other anime have their Master Roshis and Jiraiya's, Tenjho Tenge has its Bunshichi. He definitely does not hold anything back when it comes to his interests for the ladies, which are usually expressed very inappropriately. He concentrates so much on the dirty magazines that you would think they were academic. Apparently, he takes his studies of curves very seriously, but he is not immune to getting a wallop for his efforts. Honestly, if this wasn't an anime, he would probably get arrested for sexual harassment. But thankfully, this is not the only thing that stands out about him. He is more powerful than you would think, and you would be surprised at his maturity in this respect. His fighting style is really that of a street brawler and relies on his fists.
There's so many legends out there about this dude, I can't even name them all. When Katana first formed, he was their lead attacker. He single-handedly took out nearly all of their opposition. This dude's a total monster.
He does not hide his power or anything, he simply does not use it when not necessary, which tells us that he fights to win, not to break egos or show off. This doesn't mean that his brain is on standby, because when he gets really serious about a fight, or should I say when a fight really gets serious, he can be as observant, brutal and calculating as the best of them. He is also a person who appears to be a great tactician and proves that he holds his position of student council advisor for a very good reason.
I was led to believe it was the advisor's job to state his opinions to the president.
With that in mind, I believe he was made the student council advisor because he does not pick sides, and he gives his honest opinion with no bias and has always shown that he has concern for the person he is speaking to, even if that person may feel he does not understand or that he is overstepping himself. He does not judge any of their decisions and keeps being a good friend regardless of their actions. Overall, he keeps his friends in mind and tries to keep amicable and close relationships with each of them. He is quite patient and gives people leeway, but when they finally push him over the edge, all sense of reason and consideration go out the window.
Dad! You shut the up already! Can't you see I'm in the middle of a phone call? Don't you know it's not polite to interrupt? Now sit down! Look what you did!
Which is an indicator in itself of his power to an extent, since we have a saying in my language to the effect that if you hear someone threatening you or not showing worry, they probably have something they have up their sleeve to back them up. Actually, his patience could very well be laziness on his part when it comes to actual fighting, and he is always complaining about how much he is made to do. He seems to be at a point in his life where he has been fighting for so long that he does not want to fight for the sake of it, but only for he and his friends' sakes, or when it's an official competition and there is no one else who can fight.
Hey, I'm not fighting!
He may be powerful, yes, but he does not like to show off or flex his muscles, as I've already said. I like this because it raises curiosity for his past experiences and puts you in his corner in respect of fighting. Bunshichi is the sort of friend you wish you had. He is the sort that would cool you off when you got a bit too hot-headed.
Chill!
He is very carefree and has no boundaries when it comes to what he will say or do to knock some sense into his friends and even his enemies. The downside is that you would be subjected to his stinky pits if you ever left him out of anything.
Come here now! I heard you two had your farewell ceremony for Katana last night!
Bunshichi!
You selfish punks!
Do you know how bad you reek right now?
I'm sure I do! I just did 50 squats! My pits are feeling good and stinky!
At least he'll have prepared them especially for you, so yay friendship? He is also a character who wants to see others relaxed and comfortable around him. But just don't let him come to any events with dignitaries, cause his way of breaking the ice involves a lot of flatulence.
Time for the pearly whites. Say cheese!
He values all the relationships he has with his friends and never holds a grudge, and it seems that none of his friends or enemies appear to hold anything against him as well. Or it could be a sign of poor story writing, but I'm not judging. The only thing that really gets to anyone are his very disgusting icebreakers.
You are one foul bastard!
In more ways than one!
You old geezer!
He is very mischievous and a character who gets away with some of the most ridiculous stunts, and those around him usually don't seem to notice or care about the things he is doing, which makes it shocking and usually comical for us, but just seems again like the writers just wanted to throw in something random and keep it happening consistently with him, with no actual explanation. The problem is that he is presented as a single-dimensional character when he has the potential for so much more.
Well, I haven't even looked. Didn't even try.
This leads to his lack of proper development and backstory, even if he is only a supporting character. I am sure that he has a great history that could have been given a bit more time beyond it being part of someone else's story. This way, the audience would not need to guess as to his actions and principles. We are given who he is, but not why he is. And honestly, the why in his regard was important for me because he was a standout personality who could have been better utilized. There is also the downside that comes from his perverseness in that it just seems to have been thrown in there as a why not characteristic, and other characters taking this in stride or even appearing not to notice it can be seen as evidence of this. Really a double-edged sword. The letter grade I am going to assign Bunshichi is a C-.
What the hell?
The Google Plus poll results saw 58% give him an A, 12% a B, 7% awarded a C and a D, while 16% awarded an E to an F. What letter grade would you have given him and why? I would love to see your responses in the comments down below. And that's my video on Bunshichi. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you share, like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more character appraisals. And please don't forget, 1,000 subscribers is the aim for now. Requests and suggestions for future videos are always welcome, and don't forget that any comments across my videos may be responded to on one of my podcast segments on my Patreon page. Until the next video, I am Zakes and take care.
What do you say we call it a night? Try keeping your half-baked ideas to yourself.